Hi everybody, this is Bob for Buckeye Sports Center. Today I'm really excited to present to you guys the all-new for 2025 Lund 1875 Impact XS Sport. So this is exciting because this is brand new for 2025, a completely redesigned new model. There's going to be a lot of upgrades, a lot of different things on this boat compared to the prior year's model that we'll get into. So this boat we'll get into a little bit more in depth than some of our other Lund videos. First thing to point out is the long list of standard features on this boat. There are going to be additional things that are standard on this model compared to the older models. Things like a stereo, pro ride seats, aluminum wheels on the trailer, load guides, spare tire, all that's a standard feature. And then as we get into the boat, there's going to be some cool upgrades and different things that we see. But bottom line is the Impact series is a good meat and potatoes lineup from Lund. It's one of our best-selling series. The 1875 is close to a 19-foot boat, so this is kind of a bread and butter for that guy who's looking for something that to fish either in the lakes or maybe go on Lake Erie from time to time, but just wants a nice, versatile, all-around rig. Of course, this boat's going to have all the Lund features that you're known for, that they're known for, and we'll get into that here in a second on the 1875 Impact. So this will be repetitive for those of you who've watched some Lund videos from us in the past, but it is such an important thing. This particular boat, as part of the design, is the bow actually widened out about 4 inches compared to the old model. So you do get a little bit more space in the bow, and when we get inside the boat, we'll see that. But that also widened the bottom of the boat as well. So this boat's got that Lund IPS hull configuration. So what that basically means in a nutshell, and why Lund is premium, and this is why this is the best hull out there, is that we do have a nice deep V entry point in the front, very, very deep. You have a double plated bottom to it, so you've got 2 thicknesses of aluminum on top of each other, super heavy duty. Obviously all the primary double riveted seams on this boat have a lifetime structural warranty, but overall just a premium ride cush when you're actually hitting the waves. It really hits them well. And then as we move to the transom of the boat, we'll see in a second, the boat widens out, it flattens out a little bit, makes the boat very, very stable side to side. And then the 2 things you notice when you're riding in this boat compared to other models or other brands is that there's limited bow rise. All right, so when you're getting up on plane, the boat's not coming way up out of the water as far as the bow and then having to come down. Very limited bow rise on the Lund. That's because of that big flat pad in the back and the hull efficiency that boat creates. And then the other big advantage is you don't have, because the bottom of the boat's so wide, you don't have that side-to-side wobble that you normally get on most models of aluminum boats. All right, so that's 2 key features. As we're up here, premium winch stand, trailer, custom trailer with brakes. Obviously, we talked about aluminum wheels as a feature, load guide standard. So let's take a look at the transom. Okay, so we move into the transom area, the Lund 1875 Impact. Just again, other little things that, again, some things that you might see as, oh, that's an option or whatever, but they're standard on this model. The boat buckle, ratchet straps, they're standard. You also see that there's 2 bunks on either side on the hull. So again, a lot of times on a boat like this, you get 1 bunk on either side. That makes the boat a lot easier to load and unload, give you a little bit more support. And then we talked about, with that IPS hull configuration, how, in a lot of boats, they'll start here and then they'll get really narrow as they kind of go to the bottom, and that makes the boat very unstable. The bottom part of this boat's almost as wide as the top. A nice little reverse chine here, to create that stability. Also kind of helps as a spray deflector as well. And then having a truly flat or not ridiculously deep back here, that keeps the boat that stable side to side that we talked about. Other things on the transom to point out, nice ladder design with a cover over top of the boarding ladder. Obviously flip that up. We have a 4-step ladder now as a standard feature on this boat, which is pretty cool. And then point out on this model, we've got the Mercury Pro XS 150. So the standard 150 for Mercury's honestly plenty of power for this boat. This particular model for our sample, it's got the Pro XS. The Pro XS allows the engine to reach a few little higher RPMs. Maybe you gain an additional couple hundred RPMs, maybe gain 1 mile an hour or so on the top end. And then another kind of key thing, again, when you're pricing out boats and doing different things, whenever you order a 150 horsepower engine from Lund, you're going to get a stainless steel propeller. Again, that's probably like a $500 upgrade. So when you really look through all the little features and different things you get, you kind of see, while this boat is going to be more expensive than some of the others, but you see the value in what you get for it. So up inside the boat, first off, I'm going to point out a couple things that are kind of unique and different for this model for 2025. First off, which is I think a huge thing, is this is now a wood-free boat. So no wood in this boat anywhere. You know, Lund's made that change on this model, and they're starting to do that on more and more models. Obviously that, in theory, increases prices of the boats when you're using composites and stuff like that, but you know, the boat of this is still very aggressive and all that. And then this particular boat has the optional full vinyl package, so there's no carpet in this boat. All right, so a lot of people, you know, over the years, you know, if they want a boat with no wood, they want a boat with no carpet. Well, now you can get it with Lund on this impact. And I really like the way that they did the full vinyl. A lot of times on other models of boats, they do full vinyl. However, there's still carpet kind of up the sides. There's still carpet somewhere, you know, kind of around the edges and stuff like that. But this particular boat has literally zero carpet, zero wood. And I also like how the vertical surfaces are kind of a darker vinyl to kind of give it a two-tone look, which I think looks a little, you know, very sharp, as opposed to kind of the lighter color vinyl on all the walking surfaces. For, you know, that way it won't retain heat quite as well. So again, really cool setup on this. This is an optional feature to get the no carpet. Traditionally, you know, all your raised decks are going to have carpet. Your vinyl main floor will not have, will be vinyl. All right, and then your bow will be carpeted as well. But again, this is an upgrade for this model, and we'll sell both of them both ways. We'll have to see. You know, there is some advantages to carpet, a little bit maybe more comfortable to walk on if you're barefoot. You know, there's little things like, you know, probably they're a little bit more stable if you're out in a rougher condition on a raised deck. A lot of people that might think this is a little bit more slippery. It does have a non-skid surface to it, but carpet's probably still a little bit more grip than the vinyl. So, you know, two cool main features there. Other things we got going on here on the transom area, again, really well designed, new for 2025. They used to put the battery for the engine underneath one of the compartments. I believe it was here. Now that's gone, so this is now full, just a jump seat, and then just a full open storage compartment, so it maximizes your storage. Again, with Lund, you're seeing heavy-duty hinges. Everything's really high-end, well done. From that perspective, we've got a 24-gallon live well, which, again, a new upgrade for 2025. It's got a recirculator with it as well, so you can keep the water recirculating, you know, keep the fish fresh and keep them alive. And then also on this transom, we do see the swivel, the base mount for the for a swivel chair that we can move up there. We also see a ski pole. So as an optional feature on this model, which most of the boats that we'll order will come with this, is called an XLT package. This boat does have it. The XLT package has the air ride pedestal, which is going to give this a little bit more shock absorption on the seats. It's got the chrome logo that you guys saw on the outside that sharpens it up, makes it look a little higher end rather than just a decal. It's going to come with a ski pole for anybody who wants to do water sports tubes with the family, and then also a full cover which attaches to the outer rail that does not have traditional snap. So it's a really clean, nice custom cover as part of this boat. So transom area, wide, easy to walk on. You can actually walk on the side panels. We also see nice storage on both sides as well. Little rod storage over here. You can see there's the storage for the light and the ski pole bar. You can put some longer rods in there as well. And then the standard feature, again, one of the upgrades for 2025. On the port side, you see the on-the-go rod storage. I think you can get up to 8.5 feet. You can put 2 rods in there, and then you see the strap on the behind there to kind of keep it in place. And you see that on both sides, both starboard and port. So you've got 4 on-the-go rod storage compartments to store rods without having to step over them or whatever as you're running down the lake getting to a new spot. Other little things that I really like, little cubby storage. You're always looking for little cubby storage, easy access right there, which is nice. And then just like on the other models, we do have a top storage. So we have the Bimini top, sport top right up here, but it does store away down underneath the rear deck to kind of make it so that when you're not using it, it's not in the way as much. It's not like fumbling around and getting in your way when you're fishing. So we move up to the port side console. Again, really well designed here. All kinds of storage. Again, Lund's known for their big glove boxes. There's all kinds of space in here. Massive storage compartment for for little stuff. But actually, you can throw a lot of you can almost even throw a small backpack in there. It seems like it's so big. Nice little tray up here for, you know, to put a cell phone or keys or something, non-skid there. There's actually a little under storage cubby right here. Again, throw some stuff there. And then another optional feature on this boat, which is we added to this model, is we do have the slide-out drawer, both starboard and port. Okay, so a nice slide-out drawer, which is optional, but we added it to this model. So that's pretty cool. Rod locker is actually upgraded for 2025. You can't see it in here because we got the cover stored in there, but now you can get up to 12 rods in that storage compartment. I believe up to 8 foot on the top row on this 1875. Your trolling motor batteries, just like on the older model, is located underneath there. But again, really nicely well-designed rod storage. I like the small little, they call it the coffin style. So by having this, rather than just being boxed out, that just makes it so if I'm moving my leg over or moving my feet around, actually my toes can slide underneath here. All right, so it's a little easier to maneuver rather than having this be just a normal boxy configuration like almost everybody else's is. So again, that just makes it just a better design. Move over to the console. Obviously, important area. The other thing I like, we do have the optional slide-out drawer here, but the cool thing is, even myself, who's a little bit bigger, okay, you know, I still have good leg room with that there, okay. I'm still comfortable. I got leg room. It's good. I've got a tilt wheel. It's a standard feature now on this model for 2025. So, you know, maybe if you're like 6'6", or I mean, I'm 6'2", but you know, if you're really, really tall, you might want to forego that feature for the drawer and have more leg room down there. But even like say myself, I feel comfortable with it. I feel good about the positioning here, even with the drawer there. Stereo is now standard. It's also standard with 4 speakers, so there's 2 in the cockpit here and 2 in the bow. That's an upgrade. There's a phone charger over here, or a phone holder over here, which is optional to get the wireless charging port for it. But right now they've got the wired ports for this particular boat that we have in stock. Backlit switches off to the right. All your, you know, your traditional gauges with RPM, trim, and fuel. And then very, very nice open area up here to put whatever graphs you want. So if you want to run 2 graphs, you want to run 1 big graph, you've got pretty much all the space you ever would want up here to give you some maximum flexibility. Nice little storage area over here for cup holders. Again, other little nook and cranny little storage you see everywhere, this little stuff that you never think about it, but you always want some little space to put something, and there's always a space on this boat to put something, you know what I mean? That's kind of cool. Conveniently located throttle handle. Again, really, really cool there. And, you know, overall comfortable dash area, simple, everything you need on this 1875 Impact. So we move to the bow area of the 1875 Impact. We've noticed, we talked about it earlier, it's 4 inches wider than the previous generation, so you can definitely feel that and see that up here. I can definitely notice that it's almost, you know, it feels very, very big up here compared to the old model. We do have a live well on the starboard side over here, 11-gallon. You can use that as a cooler, you can use it as a bait well, whatever you want. And then the storage compartments, 2 big storage compartments up here. New for 2025, they added a little bezel, rubber bezel here, so makes it so the water intrusion's very, very difficult. Helps protect your gear, keep it dry. Again, new feature for 2025, we've got the new removable mount for the trolling motor. So if you have a foot pedal controlled trolling motor, you can slide that in here or just keep the deck solid by having this be in place. So overall, very, very wide, deep, big bow up here. It's all pre-wired, ready to go for trolling motor. We see the speakers up here for the stereo. This particular boat, and this is kind of something that is a theme with us at Buckeye Sports Center, we don't typically, I mean, there are some electronics packages from Lund that you can add that we recommend, but in a lot of cases, a lot of our stock boats, especially at this level, you know, we let you pick your own electronics. All right, we can install that. We can get all the popular brands, Minn Kota, Humminbird, Garmin, you know, whatever you need. We can get that thing installed up here, but it allows you to pick what you want. So some people, they might want a pretty simple, maybe a $1,500 electronics package. We can add that. some people might want to go crazy and add a $10,000 electronics package. So so that's all available through us at Buckeye. Gives you some flexibility, whereas other brands kind of tie into some cheap package that you might not want. You know, we understand with the electronics and all the things that you've got going on, that you want it to be customized. So we allow that for you here at Buckeye. You know, so overall, I really am impressed with this model. You know, obviously it's available in a 1875 like we see here, 1775. I will let you know that the 1775 version is going to be 5 inches shorter here in the bow and 7 inches shorter in the cockpit. You still have seating for up to 6 people in the cockpit area on the 1775. And then new for 2025, they've actually upgraded and oversized the 2075. It used to be called a 2025, so they lengthened that by about 6 inches. So it's a little bit bigger on the 20-foot model. But again, awesome boat with a 150 Pro XS. I mean, you're going to be looking, you know, speeds. I'm not sure exactly the speeds on this model, but you mean more than enough power to do whatever you want. We talked about limited bow rise. You know, great overall performance. This boat's been running great for years and years with the 150 horsepower, and no difference here on the new 1875. So definitely one that you want to check out and take a look at. Definitely one where you see some distinct advantages over the new version versus the old version. So that's another important thing. You might say, oh, I can buy a used one for a couple years old. Well, this one's got all those upgrades that we talked about. Definitely worth the investment maybe to think about getting the new version. So thanks for checking out the 2025 1875 Impact with us at Buckeye Sports Center. For more information, visit our website, buckeyesportscenter.com. Subscribe to our YouTube page where we go over Lund videos like this as well as many other brands. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the water.